Today I'm going to demonstrate the use and functionality behind the delivery mass maintenance tool built for the shipping coordinators. Um, the idea behind this is to take some of the normally updated delivery fields and give you some sort of mass maintenance tool to do a group of deliveries at a time. So let's get started. The transaction that you want to use for this transaction is Zdmm, basically delivery mass maintenance. Put that in the transaction window and the main screen will come up. We have a mass maintenance option here. In the future, we're going to have an option here for the shipping exception mass maintenance. I'll do a separate video for that once that program's released. So if you want to do your mass maintenance for delivery, you're going to simply select this button. Once you do, the screen's going to appear. You'll have a shipping point down here that'll be grayed out. If you don't have a plant there or it's not correct, if you go to your user profile, which is system user profile and data, and on the parameters tab, you should have your personal defaults. WRK is the parameter we're looking for. So plant 46 is my current default. So if I go back to this delivery mass maintenance, you're going to see I have 46 there. If it was 35, it would be 35, 25, so on. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is it wants you to select the deliveries that you want to change. And you can do that two ways. You can type in your wave, you can type in a delivery number, you can cut and paste deliveries in there. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But for the search, it comes up and really asks you who you are or when you created the deliveries. This is our test system, so I'm going to look at July 1st of 2016. So based on my wave, my shipping point, it'll list the deliveries and etc. Or groups, wave picks that match that parameters that you put in. Okay. If you know your wave, you can simply put in the wave number, and when you do that, I think this is my number 95. I want 101.39521. Okay, once you do that and you hit this button down here, get data, it's going to look at your wave and it's going to grab all of the deliveries that pertain to that wave. And you're going to notice it's going to pull the information in down here. So every delivery will have a line. It'll show number of cartons, number of deliveries, kind of a spot check to make sure you got what you needed. And then you're going to say these data input fields here. Okay. The fields in the data input will reflect what you want to change. The rows listed here will show you the current contents of those fields. So for instance, for all of these deliveries, they have LTL for the means of transportation. If there was hundreds of deliveries, these would they would all be listed. There'd be a little scroll bar over here. Okay. Now, when you make changes, you will simply insert the data you want to change up here. It's worth noting that our transportation planning date and load dates, there's only date fields. However, you'll notice here for 3/15/2017, I put in my transportation plan date. If I hit copy here, it copies the changes down, and it also matches the time. So load date and transportation date, when you put that in, it'll copy to both the date and the time. I know that there's instances where the plan GI date and time are different, so we made those separate fields. Okay, so you make the changes that are applicable to what you are attempting to do. You change all of these, you change some of them, it doesn't matter. And then once you're ready, you'll hit copy data, and the data will change down here. Now, the changes aren't made to the delivery until you hit the Save Changes button, so you make sure you do that. If you hit the back button here, it would just take you back and the changes wouldn't be processed. The other thing to pay attention to is this SPC column over here. That stands for small package carrier. If you have a small package carrier, FedEx, any of those, UPS, any of those ones that fit in that category, the program will not let you change the transportation planning date, load date, or goods issue date. And that's reason being that there's some logic in the interfaces between those systems that want those dates to be current. Um, and that's handled with inside the delivery. So we were not going to change those types of fields for those types of carriers in this. You can change the reason codes, the bill of lading, and load number, and those things. Okay. So once you're ready, you hit save. Processing times 1 or 2 seconds per delivery, and then once it posts the changes, you will get a log of every delivery and every change that was made. If there's anything that wasn't updated, it will tell you in this log. So that's about it. If I bring up my delivery mass maintenance, just one note is if you do have a list of deliveries, cut and copy to your clipboard. If you select here and hit Control V, which is paste, your deliveries will all get pasted into the screen here for instances where we don't have a wait. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to contact support at pcf.com. Thanks.